Ah! Thank you, Judy. Okay, we're gonna jump right in and do part three of Venus in Sagittarius. We're gonna go esoteric and we're gonna do exoteric and esoteric. So I'm gonna divide the hour, okay? Because we still have a lot to talk about. Venus and Sagittarius. Thank God I got my merengue Dominican drink vodka with a merengue. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So we're gonna jump right in, and we are gonna go into Venus and Sagittarius. I know I did part one, I did part two, and I was eating when I was doing part two. And I had a Virgo subscriber who did not continue watching it because she said that I was chewing and smacking lips and eating, and she felt offended by that, and she stopped watching my videos. I never eat when I do videos, just drink and smoke. But I was so starving and hungry, and I did that. And leave it to Virgo to be offended by these types of social incongruencies. I ain't mad at her. So, in respect to her, I'm not gonna eat online again, so as I don't offend anybody. Because some people got offended, and people don't like to hear slap lips or smacking lips when they're eating. People can tolerate smoking and drinking, but not eating and slapping or smacking lips because it is kind of socially rude. But I don't give a fuck. I'm who I am. But I am a Virgo and I do know social norms and virtues and, decorum. So I apologize if I offended anybody by that. So I've elected not to eat online anymore. So that way I can eat the way I fucking want and not be criticized. And this is not an offense to the person who said that. Um, if she felt that way enough to say it, many other people may have thought the same thing, right? So I listen to my fellow Virgos and I respect my fellow Virgos. So I will not do that again on the air. I'm not gonna eat on the air because I'm not gonna eat like like, I don't want to offend anybody like they say. I don't want to eat like a white person but there's no white way to eat and there's no black way to eat. But I know what people mean by that. But I wanna be myself and just let it all out when I eat. Thank you for your donations. Thank you. It's important that you donate because again, it's not about being thirsty or being greedy. But when you give powerful information like this, you know, it's a reciprocal of energy. Money is an energy. Information is an energy. And if you do not reciprocate that according to the law of the universe, the cause and effect, that's going to affect you. Because then, you won't be able to have someone that will readily give you the kind of access and information and knowledge that you're looking for because you're not reciprocating in kind. I love many of you for donating. And I just found out that those of you who are donating on PayPal will write comments and your names. I didn't know that. I think I mentioned that before. So now I'm going to acknowledge those people who have been donating to me to PayPal because their names and information show up. I didn't even know that. So now that I got the information in my next video, I'm going to give respect and credit to those of you who are donating on PayPal and single you out. Thank you for your cause. The theater season is beginning in September, and I'm about to write a new play, and I'm gonna do funds for the play. You all know that, and hopefully you guys will be in New York to see my plays. I will be in Dubai in September, so I already have a theatrical director company that's gonna run the theater while I'm away on the other side of the world doing a conference. And then when I come back, I'm going to do another AstroCon seminar conference. And the one that just finished, we did a nice meditation for the new moon Virgo. Wonderful. Oh my God. We were up until 6 in the morning watching the sunrise. Food, drink. Fabulous. Fabulous. You guys got to come. You guys got to come. Well, anyway, without further ado, we are going to jump right in and we are going to talk about Venus and Sag. Let me choose the appropriate music. And use a little time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So okay. I got the music. Piconde. Piconde. Again, Puerto Rican. Oh my God. That little island has furnished some of the most fantastic musicians that sing salsa, cha-cha-cha, ballads, which in Spanish we call boleros. Oh my God. I am so thankful that the soul has allowed me to be born or incarnate in the Spanish or Latin culture. It's exciting, it's feisty, it's sensual, and sexy. So I'm very grateful to have been born in this culture. Okay, let's jump right in and talk about the Venus in Sagittarius female. The first thing that we have to put out there, out front, out the gate, is that the women born with Venus in Sagittarius tend to have very colorful and vibrant personalities. Okay. They love fun and they always have fun and they are always fun to be around. They can be very uninhibited. We know this about the Sagittarian woman. She is unfiltered and uncensored. But when you have Venus in Sagittarius, she's She's a woman that is in a party. You know, if you go to a Latin party, women in Latin culture, they dress. Oh my God, they dress. There's a woman that be going like this, and they throw the skirts up, and they go like this, and the moment, that's Venus in Sagittarius. It's fiery. Venus is on fire. Okay? Remember, Venus rules Taurus. So she's very sensual. The beauty of nature. When she's in Libra, she's about being politically correct and being refined and gracious. And Scorpio, she's secretive, slutty, cunning, decadent, and man or dick crazed, even though she won't admit this openly. Venus in Scorpio. But in Sagittarius, put the Latin music, put the cha-cha-cha, put the salsa, put the hokey-pokey, put the Yeah, she's fiery, she's colorful. It is the sun emitting solar flares. The sun emits solar flares. Now, Leo, the sun is beautifully poised. But with Venus in Sagittarius, you have solar flares flying off from the sun's surface. This, as above, so below, is expressed in the human personality, particularly in the human female, with exuberant, fiery, explosive, reactive nature. Venus in Sagittarius. Okay. The Venus in Sagittarius woman loves to dance. Again, she loves to dance. She likes to let go. She wants to have a good time. She loves having a good time. Remember, Venus in Sagittarius is like having Venus and Jupiter in conjunction. The greater benefactor and the lesser benefactor. Okay? Venus in the fire signs are notoriously known for being divas of the zodiac with aggressive femininity. Now, this is important to put out there. Aggressive femininity. Venus in Sagittarius can be bombshells. Marilyn Monroe. Even though we know that Marilyn Monroe was a Gemini, the opposite of Gemini is Sagittarius. So when you look at Marilyn Monroe, especially when she's standing on that vent and the white skirt comes over her, she goes, like that. I want you to sing the happy birthday to the president. But see, that's Venus in Sagittarius. Even though, I mean, I don't know if the late Marilyn Monroe was born with Venus in Sagittarius. But although she was a Gemini, she exuded the opposite polarity of the Sagittarian, happy-go-lucky, bubbly, cheerful, have a good time girl. Marilyn Monroe was very misunderstood in her time. But understand that there was uh, Anna Nicole Smith, the one who I believe died of an overdose, and after her son also died of overdose. You know, she had that same Sagittarian disposition. The little girl inside, bubbly, quirky, oop oop doo, because Sagittarian females are extremely gullible and naive. So true, we can say the same thing of the Venus and Sagittarius male. And we can say the same thing about the Libra woman. Oop, oop, doop. Fire and air. So there are similarities here between these signs, Gemini and Sagittarius. Even to and Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo. I mean Libra, and to a certain extent Virgo. Yes, there could be accented beauty, cultural refinedness, aesthetic beauty. But with the Venus in Sagittarius woman, yes, she can possess these virtues, but she will also be you know, that's her. And when she's in that phase, she's most lovable, most desirable. You know, her bubbly disposition and cheerful good time in itself can be very healing to those who are depressed, have more low-key personalities. People who are depressed or just have a dark or average or meager perspective of life will do well in meeting a Venus in Sagittarius, man or woman, because it will light their fire, light their life. You light up my life, you make me smile. That song, that's really Venus in Sagittarius. The Venus in Sagittarius woman lights up people's lives by bringing them an inner sense of joy and beauty and peace. And to a certain degree, a certain level of self-love. So there are two speeds going on here with the Venus in Sagittarius woman. There's a slow speed and there's a large speed. The slow speed is that of cultural, social, and aesthetic refinement. Now, remember, this cultural and aesthetic refinement begins with Venus in Libra, and it culminates in Pisces. Venus in Pisces, where Venus is exalted. Venus in Sagittarius. So, having said that, how does this relate to the behavior of relating interpersonally with the opposite sex? What is it that the Venus in Sagittarius woman is looking for in a relationship? in an intimate relationship. We know she's a good times girl, but she's more than just a good times girl. This bitch is smart, intellectually astute, and capable. And understand that the Sagittarian woman is a masculine energy. She's masculine, manly, but in a feminine passage. Like the Libra woman. She's a man! A man! So too is the Sagittarian woman. The Venus, which is the ultimate femininity planet, does not tame down the half horse, half man centaur of the masculine fire sign of Sagittarius. Think of Wendy Williams. Cancer. You see the cancer in her. A beautiful woman. You see the feminine mystique in Wendy Williams. But look at them legs. Look at them hips. Them shoulders. Come on. Sag. The centaur. She's got Sag on the ascendant. It's so apparent I could vomit. Vomit. So understand that, and Wendy Williams is hilarious. And you can still see her sensitivity. She cries on the show. She goes through issues in the show. You know, we see that. So she's very Cancer. You know, you can never obliterate or outshine the sun sign. But we can see the Sagittarian. And look at her smile. Look at her teeth. People say that she has horse teeth. Another woman that they have said that to was Julia Roberts. They said that she laughs and has a horse teeth. But she also has a very pronounced Sagittarius. Okay? Both women do. So Sagittarius and the person and the ascendant is very apparent. It's very visible. You cannot escape the physical characteristics of Sagittarius and the ascendant. With the men, you definitely see it in their legs and thighs. The most muscular part of their bodies is the lower torso, and they have wide girdles, big wide hips, and the legs and the hamstrings reach up to the glutes. You can look on the back, and it's all ass and legs and thighs, and those seem to blend into one muscle. It's like it's all part of one. You've seen men and women built like that. That's Sagittarian. They built like the horse. The horse. Very hot, very sexy in the bedroom for both men and women sides that have, if you have the pleasure to be in bed with a Sagittarian man or woman, it's all about the legs and thighs and the ass with these people. That's the eroticism in that area of the body for them. I certainly see it in Wendy Williams. And I also see it in several men who have Sagittarius on the ascendant. And that might be what sets the tone for their sexiness, and their sexuality and sensuality. Venus in Sagittarius. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. And when she is in the Sagittarian woman, she has a hefty, like the hefty bag, garbage bag, hefty. She has a hefty appetite. Animal, primal, type of lustful animal, wanderlust desire for the opposite sex. Okay? The intensity and sexual appetite that we see in Scorpio reaches a midpoint in Sagittarius, and then it culminates in Pisces, the sign of the whore. Do you see how the signs overlap and how one sign builds towards the virtues of another sign? It's not like one sign ends here and then another one begins here. All the signs are all connected in a string-like fabric where they bleed from one state to another. It's not like this is Aries and then this is Taurus. No. This is Aries and this is Taurus. And from Taurus, we have Gemini. It is like the string theories are correct about this. It is a flow. A flow. It's not a cornerstone. So understand that these beings and the psychology of these signs morph and increase along with the demands and needs of the ego and the personality that it serves. This is why when we reach Libra, really Scorpio, and we head into a direction of a higher ego complexity, understand what's spewing that on, what's causing that is the evolution and morphing of the experience of the ego as it goes through each sign of the zodiac. When it reaches Sagittarius, particularly Venus and Mars, which are closer personal planets, we see a morphing and an evolution happening at the ego personality level that reaches a point of high complexity. Venus in Sagittarius. Now, very essential. I love my work. now, understand that Venus in the fire signs are notoriously known for having a good time. You know, they love to dress, put makeup, and just be out. The opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini, the social butterfly. But the social butterfly of Gemini is superficial and non-cohesive. What makes it cohesive and meaningful on a one-to-one basis is the cardinal sign of Libra, another air sign to Gemini, but it's cardinal. So Libra, unlike Gemini, wants to connect with people, wants to connect with the not self. Gemini just wants superficial surface knowledge and keep it moving. And we have to look at that if we are to understand the Sagittarian psychology. Because they both fall in the same polarity. Sagittarius and Gemini. And when you have Venus in Sagittarius, a rule of an air sign and an earth sign, it gives a fascinating color to the Sagittarian woman. Oh my God. She comes across beautiful, magical, effervescent. Right? One thing about the Venus in Sagittarius woman is that she has style. She has a fun sense of style. She do. This sense of style can be seen in the clothes that she wears. Right? They usually combine a strong femininity with a relaxed rock and roll aesthetic. If we're dealing with American women. Not quite the same if we're dealing with women of other cultures. They sometimes have the messy hair, the fringy clothes, or they usually, in behavior, they combine the aggressive femininity style of delivery with a sense of humor. And this is where a Sagittarian woman can be insulting to you. And you don't know it because it's cloaked and it's such a cheerful disposition that it's impossible for you to be offended by them. So you gotta be careful with the Venus in Sagittarian woman, because she can tell you a new one and do it with a smile, like Libra, and you didn't know that you just been insulted. Yeah, yeah. No, one of the things that's wonderful and interesting about the Venus in Sagittarius woman is that she can look wonderful, beautiful, in all kind of colors. She can get dolled up in colorful, fun, quirky clothes and be very eccentric, but be so fucking feminine and just beautiful. Again, the Sagittarian woman is masculine fire. So there's an aspect of the Sagittarian woman that can come across very masculine and may turn men off. But if you're a Sagittarian woman with Venus, oh my God, you will be as beautiful as these lilacs, okay? As any rose. You'll be as beautiful as the trees and palm trees that sway in the air with their glory and beauty and femininity. Because we know that trees are the feminine aspect of nature. Just like the grace of a woman is her hair, the grace of our planet are the trees. The trees represent the hair of our planet, which is why trees are lovely and beautiful. You know, well, it's the same analogy can be made of the Venus in Sagittarius woman. She's all woman, feminine, sultry, exotic, sensual, and very capable. Like Venus in Taurus, I told you that the Taurus woman is all woman, 100% woman. You're not going to get more woman than the Taurus woman. So the same thing with Venus, the ruler of Taurus, and the Sagittarian woman. She's going to be busted, voluptuous, sexual. She'll move with a gait that's sensual, sexy. Man will be like, they'll fall in love just by the woman that held, what is it? A woman's gaze struck 1,000 ships. That's attributed to Cleopatra, Capricorn. Well, that kind of allure and energy and deep sensuality begins with Venus in Sagittarius. Oh my God, I love the salsa. You know, again, Venus and Leo, I love fast-paced music and music where you just move your body. And this is in keeping with the Sagittarian energy. You know, Venus. Oh, it's just so fun. It's electric. It's electric. Okay, so understand that. Let's let's stay in keeping with their clothes and their get up and their makeup. I mean, it's almost like they can create a different character, create a new character. Okay, their clothing, the way they wear their makeup, can be a character caricature in and of itself. You know, they're not adverse to going crazy with combining styles, hairstyles, different clothes, different colors, choosing neon hair colors or costumes like outfits. They look great in bold eye catching colors too. When it comes to style, let me tell you, they're not afraid to try anything, and they often do try everything. Okay? The Venus in Sagittarius woman feels and looks best when she is active and fit. Let me tell you, these women and the men have fantastic, amazing legs, thighs, you know, and they may often dress in a way that draws attention to the legs, the thighs. The women will wear high skirts to show their thighs. The men will wear very tight pants to show their bulge and show the muscles ripping through their pants, the sides, because that's the point of eroticism for men and women is the legs and thighs, the hamstrings, the glutes, all of the largest muscles of the body are from the waist down, from the pectoral girdle all the way down to the hamstring to the shin, all the way down. So these are areas of eroticism and deep sensuality for both the men and the women. Just watch porno movies and you'll see the hot, sexy legs of these women and of the men. So there's a lot to say about that if we're talking about the more physical, deeper, sensual side of Venus in Sagittarius. Okay. Uh, One thing that I have to say, on top of the physical look, there is a deep sense of humor and goodwill. When it comes to the Sagittarian men, try your best not to take them too seriously. Don't take them too seriously. Because, what can I say? They don't know that they're offending you. And if they do, I can't even say if they do. They actually really don't. Unless you bring it to their attention that they are offending you. Otherwise, they'll be very, very oblivious to it. They'll be very oblivious to it. And they won't take responsibility either for it. And that's kind of a little bit fucked up. That's kind of a little bit fucked up. It really is fucked up a little bit. But what can you do? What can you do? You know, because a Sagittarian man or woman, or those with Venus in Sagittarius, are not going to, excuse me, they're not going to take in consideration your feelings and how you feel about a certain way that they are treating you. Okay? They can be very dismissive that way. You know? Um, Specifically, when it comes to relationships, the Venus in Sagittarius woman is a hopeless romantic. She is. So is the man. But it doesn't happen or come across in the same way that it does with other people. The psychological delivery is very different. And here again, we have to ascend the complexity of the human ego and personality. Okay, the female of the species, she often falls in love at first sight, and that becomes a problem for her because the Sagittarian woman is known for being gullible. She's known for being gullible. You know, so she will fall in love with you, not knowing nothing about you. If you Charles Manson, I don't know if you know Charles Manson, the Scorpio. He's known for having been doing some horrible, horrible crimes back in the 70s, killing a couple of people, especially a famous movie star. Oh, he was terrible. It's terrible. The crime of Charles Manson, the Scorpio. But I read his doctrines and treaties and saw his interviews when he was in jail. I wanted to get into the mind of what kind of man would create this kind of heinous crime the way he did. You know? I don't even want to go into what he did. But she falls in love at first sight. When she meets someone that impresses her, she's ready to give her all, no matter what the circumstances. She holds nothing back. She's very forthcoming about her feelings. And I love that. She's honest. Venus in Sagittarius women often get their hearts broken for jumping in too deep. You know? Their feelings, they jump in too soon. They are so thirsty for romance that they don't bother to think of that maybe the other person doesn't feel the same way. They can and often don't imagine why someone would want to jump into passion and romance with them. And their egos get bruised and really hurt. Oh, it's terrible, 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 terrible. What she can go through because of her impulsiveness is unlike anything that you can experience. They really go through some very powerful, painful experiences. They really do. So how do you handle that? How do you the Sagittarian man is not quite, he's romantic, but he's romantically naive. But one thing about him is that he won't jump into a situation. He might be cajoled and fooled into a situation, which is quite different from the woman. And unfortunately, I was not allowed to talk about the esoteric part of Sagittarius. I will have to do that at another time. So we're going to end right here. And we're done with this segment.